Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Here we break down the most thought-provoking, inspiring and exciting books, all in a few minutes. Whether you're looking for your next read or just want a quick summary of a bestseller, you're in the right place. Let's dive into The Great Gatsby, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, a novel that takes us back to the Roaring 1920s in the United States, a time of jazz, flapper dresses and larger-than-life parties. It's a story about wealth, love, dreams, and tragedy. And at the center of all this is Jay Gatsby, one of the most mysterious and fascinating characters in American literature. So, let's break it down in a more conversational and approachable way. Nick Carraway, a young man from Minnesota, moves to New York in 1922 with the hope of starting a career in finance. He rents a modest little house in West Egg, a fictional village on Long Island known for being home to the newly rich, people who've made quick fortunes, often through shady means. Nick's neighbor is a man named Jay Gatsby, who lives in a grand mansion that hosts lavish parties every weekend. But Gatsby is a mystery. Rumors swirl about his past. Some say he's a war hero, others a spy, and some even suggest he's killed someone. Nick is about to get to know him in a way that no one else has. Across the bay from West Egg is East Egg, where the old money elite live. Nick's cousin, Daisy Buchanan, and her husband, Tom, stays there. Tom is arrogant, wealthy, and firmly believes in his own superiority. He's also having an affair with a woman named Myrtle Wilson, who lives in a bleak place known as the Valley of Ashes. It's a grim stretch of land between West Egg and New York City, a symbol of the decay hidden beneath the glittering surface of the 1920s. Daisy is beautiful and charming but trapped in a loveless marriage. She's the kind of person who seems to float through life, never quite rooted in anything real. Tom and Daisy's relationship is brittle, built more on wealth and status than any genuine affection. And then there's Jay Gatsby, the mysterious millionaire who throws all those wild parties. But here's the twist. Gatsby isn't really interested in the parties or the people who attend them. He's obsessed with one person, Daisy Buchanan. You see, Gatsby and Daisy were in love 5 years earlier, before Gatsby went off to fight in World War I and before Daisy married Tom. Since then, Gatsby has been singularly focused on winning Daisy back. Everything he's done, his mansion, his fortune, his extravagant parties, it's all been for her. Nick becomes friends with Gatsby, who one day asks him for a favor. Gatsby wants Nick to invite Daisy over for tea so they can reunite. It's an awkward meeting at first, but soon Daisy and Gatsby rekindle their romance. Daisy is swept up in Gatsby's world, the opulence, the wealth, and Gatsby is overjoyed. In his mind, he's finally close to realizing his dream of being with Daisy again. But there's a catch. Gatsby is in love with a version of Daisy that doesn't really exist. He's chasing a memory, an idealized version of the past, and that's where the cracks begin to show. As the summer goes on, Tom Buchanan starts to get suspicious of Gatsby and Daisy's relationship. Tom, who has always believed himself to be untouchable, can't stand the idea of someone like Gatsby, a man of new money, challenging him. One hot day, the tension between Tom and Gatsby finally comes to a head. The group, Nick, Gatsby, Daisy, Tom, and a woman named Jordan Baker, drives into New York City. The air is thick with tension. In a room at the Plaza Hotel, Gatsby tells Tom that Daisy never loved him, that she's leaving him for Gatsby. For Gatsby, it's simple. He believes he can just erase the past 5 years, but life isn't that easy. Daisy, under pressure, admits that while she did love Gatsby once, she also loved Tom. This revelation shatters Gatsby. In his mind, Daisy was supposed to have always loved him and only him. His dream of a perfect reunion starts to crumble. On the drive back to Long Island, Daisy is behind the wheel of Gatsby's car when tragedy strikes. She accidentally hits and kills Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress. In a panic, Daisy drives off, and Gatsby is left to take the blame. He's willing to do anything to protect Daisy, even if it means sacrificing himself. Tom uses the accident to his advantage. He tells George Wilson, Myrtle's husband, that Gatsby was the one driving the car and hints that Gatsby was having an affair with Myrtle. Blinded by grief and rage, George believes Tom's lies. He sets out to find Gatsby. In a heartbreaking turn of events, George tracks down Gatsby at his mansion and shoots him dead before turning the gun on himself. Gatsby dies alone, still clinging to the hope that Daisy would call him, that they could have had a future together. After Gatsby's death, Nick is left to deal with the aftermath. Daisy and Tom, true to their nature, disappear, leaving others to clean up the mess. Gatsby's funeral is a lonely affair. Despite the hundreds of people who attended his parties, no one shows up to mourn him, except for Nick, Gatsby's father, and a few others. The contrast is striking. Gatsby's life was full of people, yet in death, he's utterly alone. Nick becomes disillusioned with the world of wealth and privilege. He sees Tom and Daisy for who they truly are. Careless people who destroy things and then retreat into their money, leaving others to deal with the wreckage. Gatsby, for all his flaws, was the only one with a sense of hope, a dream, even if that dream was unattainable. In the end, Nick returns to the Midwest, leaving behind the hollowness of the East Coast. He reflects on Gatsby's life and the larger idea of the American dream. Gatsby had come from nothing, made his fortune, and pursued his dream with relentless determination. But his dream was corrupted by materialism and his obsession with the past. The novel leaves us with a poignant message. The past can't be relived, no matter how much we might want it to. Gatsby's tragedy is that he never understood this. He was chasing a dream that no longer existed, and in the end, it led to his downfall. Nick leaves us with one final image. Gatsby, alone in his mansion, staring out at the green light across the bay, a symbol of his dream. It's beautiful and full of promise, but ultimately, it's just out of reach. The Great Gatsby is a timeless tale of love, loss, and the pitfalls of chasing after dreams that no longer exist. Through the tragic figure of Jay Gatsby, Fitzgerald gives us a glimpse into the dark side of the American dream. It's a novel that shows us how the pursuit of wealth and status can lead to emptiness, and how the past, no matter how much we want it to, can never truly be relived. It's a story that feels as relevant today as it did in the 1920s, capturing the tension between reality and the dreams we build for ourselves. And that's it for today. I hope you found this summary insightful and maybe even sparked your interest in diving deeper into the book. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more book summaries like this. Drop a comment below if there's a book you'd love me to cover next. Until then, keep reading, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.